I'm massively overweight Sui. And they're very smart. They understand scale. They understand how to solve really difficult things. Walrus, stuff like that. It's super interesting. I think the market's picking up that narrative. Now, it's very early stage. It's going to have to go through a bear market. It'll go down a lot because low free float goes down a lot, WEC it goes up a lot. So it's still early. It's got all of the hallmarks of a massively growing ecosystem, massive growing number of users, massive growing number of applications.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Raoul Pal sold all his Solana for SUIY. He's diving into market moves, smart money, and future bets. Let's watch.
Is Sol cooked now that the crazy meme coin meta is behind us?
I'm massively overweight Sui.
Over Sol.
Massively.
Can I ask you, percentages-wise, more or less?
I'm definitely over 70% Sui. And that's not anything to do with the foundation that I'm on. That's my just capital allocation of my savings. And simple, it's not because I'm on the foundation and people are like, hey, he's just shilling his coin. It's because the fucking chart of Solana, Sui versus Solana broke out. And Solana was the strongest horse in the race. So if another large token is outperforming Solana on like weekly charts, daily charts, significant time horizons, and the chart pattern looks good, and you can see the adoption, and it's got a lower free float, and there's large demand, and there's a lot of developer activity and all of the things we talked about, then I'm forced to do that. I then also looked at anything versus Sui now, because that's now your benchmark.
Yeah.
And then what's funny is you see, well, there's one token that's doing really well versus it. Deepbook. And Deepbook is the liquidity layer Sui, so I own some of that too.
Yeah, I have a question on both of them, actually.
Yeah.
You tweet, for Sui, I love Sol, but Sui is my favorite child. If I need to have a favorite. Other than Sui to Sol chart, what's new in the Sui ecosystem, because you're pretty close to it since we last recorded together, that makes you hyper bullish on Sui?
It's really interesting because when you talk to, here in the Middle East right now, you talk to people, they know Sui because it's Facebook. You speak to people and everybody says, yeah, they're really interesting. You see, I mean, without giving away stuff from the foundation, you just know the quality of the people. I mean, you've interviewed Adani.
I went to the Sui office in March to interview Evan and Sam. It's not out yet because they're actually a sponsor of the podcast. We're an ecosystem partner. And I did the George for the launch of Walrus, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I went to their office and there was Adeni, there was Sam, and there was Evan, and we're in this office. The energy was insane. I brought a friend of mine. We spent the entire afternoon. I did this podcast there, and then it was like a party in this office, like you could feel. And we were saying, "Oh, look, this is the same office as we had in Facebook." Literally, like the atmosphere was incredible, and then we just left so energized. It was incredible.
And you feel that. You feel throughout. You see the type of projects they're going for. It's interesting because I get called into a few meetings with some people that they're talking to, and like Christian, who's the head of the foundation, his opening question now to projects that want to work with Sui is like, well, show me the path to 1 billion users. Right? Because it's built for that scale.
Bitcoin recently soared to a record high of nearly $112,000, capping off an impressive 50% surge from its April lows. But after such a strong rally, signs are emerging that the momentum might be cooling. The Relative Strength Index, RSI, which peaked at an overbought 79.6, has now dropped by 15% to 67. This signals a slowdown in buyer enthusiasm, suggesting the bulls could be taking a breather after the big move up. According to Glassnode, this drop in RSI, along with a notable 43% decrease in Bitcoin perpetual CVD, cumulative volume delta, indicates stronger sell-side flows in the futures market. While open interest in BTC futures continues to climb, the decline in CVD reflects more cautious sentiment among traders. Still, despite this cooling trend, traders aren't backing off from bold predictions. Many remain convinced that Bitcoin can power higher, with $150,000 in sight. Support at $106,000 has held strong, with BTC consistently closing above this level over the past week. Analysts like Alpha BC see BTC trading in a bullish ascending channel, with the next upside target above $120,000. Others, like Michael Van de Poppe and Rec Capital, believe a retest of lower levels like $102,000 could come before a renewed push to new highs. The next stop, possibly $150,000.
If you're leading with questions like that, is like, yeah, okay, it's interesting you building this, whatever, but is this going to bring me 1 billion users? If it's not of high priority. And so their mindset is really big. And they back it up by, all of the projects that they've been launching. So, I've been privileged to be on the foundation to see the inner workings of an amazing group of people and see how they all come together. They're basically all ex-Facebook and Google. And they're very smart. They understand scale. They understand how to solve really difficult things, Walrus, stuff like that. It's super interesting. And so I think the market's picking up that narrative. Now, it's very early stage, It's going to have to go through a bear market. It'll go down a lot because low free float goes down a lot like it goes up a lot. And then you need to see how well does the team manage a bear market. Do they have cash? Are they investing? Are they building? Which is what Solana did really well last cycle. Tolly did a magnificent job of doing that under extreme pressure. And that's when Lindy effects kick in. Tolly earns his stripes from that. And so it's still early, but, it's got all of the hallmarks of a massively growing ecosystem, massive growing number of users, massive growing number of applications. Have they had the big breakout application yet? No. But there will be one this cycle, and that'll be the first start of the bigger narrative.
So 70% in 3. What are you going to do with that? Because you say buy and hold, right?
Yeah.
Are you planning at some point to say, I'm going to put some of that in Bitcoin or in Sol? Or are you saying if it goes down, I believe in the team? And
No, I've got locked tokens which will go down and stuff like that from the foundation. I will, as I've talked to you before, take some lifestyle chips off. There's things I want to do with my life. And so I've not had any big capital expenditure for 5 years now. So I would like to be able to do something. And then, yes, I'll do an asset allocation shift, whether it's to, I'm not one to really go out of the market. Yes, a bit of cash, to have cash buffer, but I'm not one to go out of the market because I don't think the shape of the downside. My fear is that Bitcoin only goes down 40% this cycle and everybody sells out and says, well, I can buy it down 70. Isn't this an easy game? And it doesn't go down 70. It doesn't go down 60. It doesn't go down 50. It goes down 40. And then it takes off again as liquidity comes and everybody's caught offside. So I'll probably allocate, whether it's towards Bitcoin or whatever, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Michael Saylor, the co-founder of Strategy and one of Bitcoin's most vocal institutional supporters, has sparked intense backlash after rejecting the idea of using on-chain proof of reserves. His argument? Releasing wallet addresses tied to institutional Bitcoin holdings would be a serious security threat. He compared it to sharing private bank account numbers or personal contact info with the public, an open invitation for constant surveillance and risk. But the crypto community isn't buying it. Many argue that proof of reserves can be done without exposing sensitive wallet details. Exchanges like Bitwise have already shown that transparency and privacy can coexist using cryptographic methods and anonymized audits. Critics say Saylor's stance runs counter to the very principles of blockchain: transparency, decentralization, and trust. One of the harshest critics, Stephen Jespers, known as Whale Panda, online called Saylor's analogy a major red flag. He emphasized that Bitcoin's power lies in its openness, and that dodging proof of reserves damages credibility. This refusal has reignited long-standing concerns about Strategy's actual Bitcoin holdings. Speculation is growing that the firm may be holding paper derivatives rather than real Bitcoin. With Saylor's past business controversies resurfacing, including his role in the 2000.com crash, the pressure is now on for him to prove that Strategy's holdings are as real as he claims. And do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoin Seller. The most important news will reach your inbox on a daily basis and for free. I do not know why you have not subscribed yet. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.